let us know. Okay, since Michelle did this with the NAEDA, we're going to go by the UKC standard. The UKC and AKC is very similar, so there's only minimal differences, so it's hard to do one evaluation on the puppies with both standards. So I decided just to do with the UKC standard right now. And what I always say, before you can evaluate a litter of puppies, you first have to understand the standard, understand what you're looking at on the puppies. So what I thought we'd do is just understand a couple of things that people have sent me asked questions on to talk about. And the first thing that's on here now, I can see what you're seeing, but you can't see my finger, what I'm doing.
Tell me, here's the thing.
What I'm pointing to. They can't see that.
Can I see the mouse?
Huh?
I don't know if they can see the mouse.
Okay. On the shoulders, up on the scapula, up on the top, that is the top. Okay, she's going to do this. That's great. Isn't she wonderful? Okay, the scapula, which is the top of the withers. This will be the start of your shoulder layback. When you touch the top of the puppy, that's where you feel for when we're starting to feel the shoulder layback. Then you go to the your point of your shoulder here, and it comes back to your elbow is where your very important return of upper arm is. You see that one bone that goes from the
shoulder joint,
from the point of the shoulder back to the elbow. That is the return of upper arm. You cannot have reach in the forequarter without the length of that upper arm coming all the way back. All right, that is extremely important. Then you have the straight foreleg, and the American Eskimo has a 20-degree slope of the pastern, which is right on the back side of the front leg. And the 20-degree slope is only there to give the good spring of the forequarter, okay? And then you want a good length of rib cage, and then a short loin. That's the portion right there. And all the power of the rear come from that short loin. And then on your rear, let's go to the rear. There's another photo for the rear. Our standard, both AKC and UKC, call for the hocks well let down. Now, a lot of people wrote in and asked me at the show, would I explain this hocks well let down? And there's a couple of the puppies that have hocks well let down, so you'll actually get to see this. If you'll look at the first picture to the left, that dog has hocks well let down. Note that the upper thigh and that second thigh, look how long it is and how short that hock is and how far behind the dog the hock is. That's what gives you the drive. That dog has enough second thigh bone to get up under the body, all the way up to the center of the body and push off and stretch all the way out. The picture to the right, that dog would never be able to get that leg all the way up under the body. See how short that second thigh is? And when you feel the puppy, you can feel that there isn't enough second thigh. And that's why when you see a dog go around the ring, the front and the rear feet will not meet under the body. That means that the dog does not have either enough reach or enough drive. And that's what's in our standard, reach and drive. So that was some of the things I wanted to explain in the standard, on the movement. Now, the rest of the standard, I think everybody understands. Are there any questions about the standard? You can take that down.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody good with that? If everybody's understanding the movement on the standard and everything, then we can go ahead and start with the puppies. Okay, good. Okay, she's gonna take one of the puppies. She has them color coded, which is really good. We're gonna take my little friend away here. Now these puppies are 8 weeks old. There's 5 of them. There are 3 boys and 2 girls. And I got here yesterday, so she's going to, they're all sleeping right now. She's going to get them up and see if they have to potty. No, they're just going to wake up. Oh, okay. She's just going to bring one over.
Just pot on the table.
So they're not leash trained or anything. So I'm a right-hand person, so I have to do it this way. Well, they're kind of sleepy right now, so I think he's just going to stand here. Let's get him in the picture. Okay. That's perfect. Okay, the first thing that I do when I'm looking at a puppy, he really doesn't have to be stacked right now, is that I'll start with the head and I'll look at the head. You know, this is a boy. Okay. Which boy did you bring? Yellow boy. Okay. You want to look at the head. You want a wedge-shaped head. I always look from the top. So I'll give you the top view here. You want a nice wedge-shaped head. You want the bridge of the nose to be flat. He's nice and flat. You want a high foreface. You want good fill in the cheeks here. And then when you turn the head sideways, and when you're evaluating a puppy, you always want to barely touch them, treat them very gently. And you want the bottom jaw to come all the way to the end. Is he still in the picture? If he gets out of the picture, somebody let me know. Yeah. You want to make sure that the bottom jaw goes all the way to the end. There we go. Oh, gosh, that was good. Okay. We'll stack him this way. Okay, we'll do the rear. Okay, now when you're feeling the rear, you put your hands over here. You want to hold his head for me? There, now they can see everything. Can they see everything that I'm looking at there?
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I got that bigger.
Okay. When you feel the rear, you take gently both hands, scratch his belly. I work around the puppies a lot. I do a lot of scratching and that to make sure that they're, you know, comfortable with what I'm doing. Place both feet straight, and I put one thumb on each side right here and wrap my hands around here. And if they sit, that's just fine. You got a cookie? Here we go. Oh, now we got it. And then I feel right here. Now, if you feel a little bit of the, there's a tendon that runs down here. If you feel that tendon stretched, then you'll also feel that your second thigh here is shorter. And he has a moderate amount of angulation, okay? But he was wet, you could feel that. I don't know if you can see that there, if you remember on that photo. The tail set, tail sets are usually easy. I just go over here, and if it goes over the back, it pushes forward. He has a good tail set, good length to his tail. The top line you want firm and straight. We'll go to the front. So good boy. Now on the fronts give people a lot of problems. There's a lot of things going on with the front. You want the dog to come down straight on his front. I'm going to face him this way. You want him to come straight on his front when you drop him down. You don't want any toeing out. Toeing out can either come from 2 ways. It either can come from the pasterns here, weak pasterns, or it can come from the elbows turning in. which will cause the toes to turn out. Those are the two reasons. So if the puppy is toeing out on you, find out why. Feel the elbows. If the elbows are straight, this puppy's elbows are straight. And if he's still toeing out, that'll be because of the pasterns. If it's in the elbows, when the ribs spring, it'll go away. If it's in the pasterns, it's not going to go away. It's going to be there the rest of his life because it's weak pasterns. And then the next thing you want to feel is the forechest. You have the post-sternum is right here. You have to be able to feel the post-sternum should stick out. He's not a golden retriever, so it's not going to stick out hugely, but you do want to feel the post-sternum. If you have to dig in there for it, that means there's a shoulder issue, and when you get up to the shoulders, you will find it. And I go over the puppy from the rear. Some people like to go over from the side. I find going over from the rear, I can feel more that way, but that's just my personal preference. But okay, have a cookie. Here you go. There. All right. Now the shoulders, we have the we'll turn him sideways. You want to see if you want to give him a cookie this way. These puppies all are very food motivated, so she treats them a lot. Okay, you want your top of your withers. His are a little high. I would like to see it right here, and he's up here. See, this is where his withers should be, and he's right up here a little high. And I would like to say there's no such thing as a perfect dog. His back is straight. You would like a long rib cage, and the reason for that is because that gives you more heart and lung room action. If you have a short rib cage, it doesn't mean that he has less ribs. It just means that they're shorter together, and that just doesn't give him a lot of room for his heart and lung room. At this age, 8 weeks, you do want that chest down on his elbows at this age, and he is down on his elbows. You want a very short loin. The loin is the portion after the ribs, just before the leg bone, and he does have a short loin. That's where all the power for this rear is going to come from, is from that short loin. Some things run together in dogs. A long loin and short rib cage. You also get a soft top line. A soft top line comes from, if you have a long loin and a short rib cage, you have more torso here that doesn't have a lot of support. So you have a tendency to get straight here, and it runs down, and the dog runs uphill over the croup. Whoops. Okay. You're good. Okay, why don't we get the next puppy?
Yeah.
He says, I'm done.
I need to back.
We go back. Bring me the one puppy with the really angulated rear, so that they can see. They saw the medium rear, then they get to see the angulated rear.
I get which one? Tater or the girl?
And they're all sleeping. They're all upside down. They've been gone over all day today.
Owners come by.
Owners came by. Yes. Owners came by.
I went outside in the
They
mud.
ran outside in the mud.
So yeah, it was before the big freeze hits us. So they're a little motley, but that's okay. They're happy.
Who's this?
This is Tater. This is Green Point.
Oh, bring up Tater. Okay, let me feel him in the rear. Okay, let's turn him around so you can see his. Remember the rear of the other puppy. Why don't you go around that way? I want to show you the difference in the rears. Now I'll do the same thing and gently take him. Now look at the bounce. Look how this dog is really bowed back here and really bent. Let me get my hands off of him so you can see. He wants to sit. He's gonna walk right out of the picture. There he goes. Stand up there. Okay, he's backing up. Okay, can you see that? His second thigh is this long. Okay, let's get him standing up. Walk up.
Easier said than.
Easier said than done.
Easy boy.
We'll just let him stand a minute.
Yeah.
There we go. There, can you see that? This puppy has a lot more rear angulation than the other puppy does. And what this will do is he'll have a lot more rear drive in the rear than what the other puppy will do. He has enough room to get his leg way up under here and stretch it all the way back. That other puppy won't be able to do that.
So owner tip is like, as Diana was explaining everything to me, since she was doing the velvet tendon and stuff. So yeah, so I was just like, look, I can just bounce the puppy. And so when they were up, it feels really bouncy, like all the way through here, like springs.
Yeah,
A little shock
I was trying to show her what I was
and I
doing.
was like, but if it's real easy just for the novice, you can just go up to the puppy and you can really just feel it. And you really can't, it really helps to have multiple puppies, like multiple rear ends to go, sort of like testing out a mattress. One mattress, you can't tell whether it's hard or firm until you can get on another one.
Okay.
So anyways,
Got it. All right. Okay, we'll move around to the front. Like I say, 8-week-old puppies are difficult. I normally evaluate my puppies at 11 to 12 because they're older and they're a little bit more settled, but somebody said 8 weeks.
Well, that's kind of when everybody wants you to evaluate puppies. It just kind of like, oh, they're supposed to, I don't know, where did that start?
I don't know where that started, but this puppy has a forechest that I easily feel, easily. Get you under here. We'll take your bait that way. He seems to be interested in it, so we're just going to go with it. There we go. Okay. Top of his withers are here. That's where the other puppy was up here. Remember, I touched his are back here. And 8-week-old puppies, you don't make them stand. They're not going to stand. So you have to feel. See, his withers are way back here. That is excellent. And he's up here. I would like to see a more return of upper arm. That is, remember on the drawing, that very important return of upper arm. Everybody talks about shoulder layback, shoulder layback. Yes, he has excellent shoulder layback, but I would like to see more return, get it a little bit more under him, but he's good. I mean, he's adequate. And you can see that the difference between the two, I can follow the leg up here and here he is. And so he's good. He's down on his elbows. His rib cage ends way back here. His loin is very short. He's got 2 manhoods. And then we'll go to his head. Okay, mommy doesn't have any more. You said I didn't have any more.
Sorry.
He's very food motivated. Why don't you look straight ahead? I don't personally, my personal opinion, I don't care if they have little speckles on the bridge of the nose or not. Some dogs do, some black go all the way up the nose. I know some breeders like black, some don't care. I personally don't care. I'm more concerned about the structure of the puppy than whether he's got pink or black up the bridge of his nose. He has pink going up there, but his nose and his points look good. The eyes on both puppies are dark. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but both puppies have nice dark eyes. And their teeth, we've already looked at. The teeth are good. All of them have nice scissor bites. But at 8 weeks old, you don't know what the adult teeth are going to be. So you really don't know on teeth till you get your adult teeth in and how they come in. Now you want to turn them sideways and look at their under jaw. Hey, puppy, puppy, puppy. What are you doing? What are you doing?
You always have to be
What are
here.
you doing? What are you doing?
Ours another job. Yeah, let me choose something. Yeah.
What are you doing? You just want to give the puppy time so you can look. He has a little smaller head. I think the other puppy has a little bit more under jaw, but he is a little bit smaller puppy. I don't compare puppies as to this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, blah, blah, blah. I compare each puppy to the breed standard. And when you're evaluating a litter, you also have to, are you keeping one if it was your litter? Or are you picking one from the litter? Then why are you picking one? Are you looking for one for a breeding program? Or are you, here's that,
Yeah.
you get the next puppy. Or are you looking for one to show? You're looking for a dog as a best in show dog. Looking for a puppy in a litter, let's say a male. If you were looking for a male in a litter in your breeding program, then you're looking for a specific thing in a dog for your breeding program. That may not be that best in show dog. If he has all the body parts that you need for your breeding program, but he doesn't have that quote, I'm it temperament, then he's not going to be a best in show dog, but he may produce that best in show dog or numerous best in show dogs because of his body.
Yeah.
So it's all depends on what you're looking for, which puppy you think is the best for you. So sometimes when I'm evaluating a litter, it depends on, am I looking at one for me, or am I just evaluating? Because I've evaluated litters for people just to tell them what I think of the litter. Then they'll tell me I'm looking for one for me, and then I'll say, for what? You know, do you want a bitch for breeding? Do you want one to show? Or what do you want? There. Now, this puppy here is being very quiet, and he's got a nice rear. If I can turn him,
Girly girl.
girl, it's a girl.
No.
All this way. There we go. Okay, let's not talk to her so she doesn't want to move. We don't want to say girls are best, do we? But look at that rear. See how she stands it way behind her? Whoops, up there, honey. There we go. Good girl. Look at you. And she's standing square on her hock. She's not turning them out either way. She's holding all of that amount of hock. Now, when she grows up, she is really going to be able to move. You can just feel the bounce she has in there. And this is an excellent rear according to the standard. Okay. And you always have to go according to the standard. Okay. So we'll go forward. She's down on her elbows. I always feel for the ribs. She's good. She just stands here. We've been going over them, so they've gotten used to it. She's got a little layer of fat on her, so you have to feel a little bit more. She's got a medium-sized loin. The girls are a little bit longer in your body than what your boys are, and that's because they're going to have puppies.
There was a question sent in about the 20% angle. Can you see that on these puppies for the opposite?
Yeah, they all, yeah, I don't know any Eskies who don't have an angle to their pastern back here. That it's just 20 degrees is this much, just a little bitty bit. What it does is when they lift their leg forward, it just gives them a little spring to their movement. The 20 degrees.
That's weird.
Okay. I thought somebody said something. Okay, she's down on her elbows. I can't feel her poststernum, and since she's standing so well right here, I'm just gonna go with it.
I had to put someone on mute because we were getting feedback, but I'm going to put the sidebar chat. There we go. Pat Hastings, 3+3, 8 weeks. Oh, what color is that girl? This is blue girl.
Yeah,
And Therese said purple. This is blue girl.
blue girl. Yeah, this is blue. She's very food motivated. You want to take her food?
Oh, sorry.
She, okay, girl. Okay, give me a treat.
Mhm.
Okay, up here. Tip, 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 tip. There we go. Up again. There you go. Like I said, you have to be patient with puppies.
And then we had an email question about, so you evaluated these puppies now, how true does that be to liver when, as they grow? How much will it change or?
It all depends on the puppy. I know some people say, the only things that may change, bites. Bites can always change. I've seen puppies, you know, the only thing we have not seen on these puppies is their front movement. I've seen all of these puppies' rear movement. As they've walked away, they all follow their longitude center of gravity. They all single track, going away at an easy trot. But coming at me, I've watched them for a day and a half now, and then anytime I call them, they gallop at me. That you try to get an 8-week-old puppy to say, just come nice and easy trot. That's almost impossible. And they're not trained, you know. I would like to see a longer second thigh on her, but that's something in dogs in general right now, and in Eskies, we need to work on. You know, we get this shoulder lay back really good here. We get this shoulder lay back. But the second thigh here, we need to work on. And as breeders, the second thigh right here needs to be a little longer. Okay, so we need really, because I feel right here, this is a little short. If it was a little longer, she'd be a whole lot better. Okay, there she is. Love her rear though.
Okay, well, since that was a good rear, I'll show you, we'll bring out the purple girl, which so far.
Purple girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were 3 girls, 2 boys.
Yeah, 2 girls.
So I have not seen that anybody move. There was a couple of puppies that looked like they were toeing out a little bit, and I didn't know whether were they really toeing out or were they just being puppies? And it was hard to tell. But you know, you're only here, I'm not here all the time. And I told Michelle, I really can't see that. And sometimes when I pick them up, they were, then they weren't. And
I'm gonna go take care.
okay, they were, and then they weren't, you know, so that was difficult. This is Purple Girl. Now, Purple Girl has a straighter rear. And she brought her just so you could see. I always start with the rears. It's easier. It settles the puppies. So I'm by myself right now. She went to go do something. So anyway, here's a cookie. Look at it. Look. There we go. You wait for her to come. You're cute. She'll be right back. She'll just sit there. She needs her mommy to hold some. Yeah. Well, okay. Do it this way. Okay. And they have not been bathed. They went out in the mud and she cleaned their feet. So anyway, I'm gonna pull the hair up here and you can see the difference. She just got a little straighter. I will say moderate. Can you see the difference out there? Like I say, all these puppies are food motivated. Okay, they all have good tail sets, all of them. All of the tails go right up over the back. So if I didn't say anything about the other puppies' tails, they all have good tail sets. They all have the identical same tail set. And her chest
How's
is,
the withers on the purple girl?
this is purple. Their heads are all very similar, they're very consistent in the litter with the heads.
She said, what about the withers and how's the placement of the withers on, oh, that was.
Okay, I
compared to
haven't gotten her. You
yeah.
mean, what was it?
That was, it might have been about the blue girl, but you can talk about the
Okay,
withers.
okay. I can get her back. Okay, her head comparing to the puppy I had before, just before, what was that? Was that blue?
Uh-huh.
Her head is a little broader. As you can see, she's a little fuller here if you want to compare one puppy to another, which I don't like doing. But when I hold her head, she's a little fuller in the head. That doesn't mean anything, you know, she's just a little fuller. I look at the head from the top looking down. Yes, I know. From the top looking down, that gives me a good perspective on it. And then I always look at the side. I want to see that underjaw. That underjaw is very important. Oh, this is a good dog. And the UKC standard calls for an oval eye. It's different than the AKC standard. The AKC standard says not wholly round, but slightly oval. And so in UKC standard, they want an oval eye. And we went online looking at oval eyes today. And I was showing Michelle what oval eyes look like. They're very similar to the almond eye. Not a lot of difference, just a little bit. But so you want a UKC standard, you want to make sure you have an oval eye. And now she has good ears. They're up. All the puppies have good ears. We haven't gone over him yet.
No.
The one puppy doesn't have his ears up yet, but they're only 8 weeks. And then as far as when they get them up and when they don't and why, it's the opposite of what you think. The ears are made of cartilage, and the thicker the ear cartilage, the faster they'll come up. The thinner the ear cartilage, the longer it will take for them to come up, because they need a lot of cartilage for that ear to come up. So if you have a puppy born, even when they're born, feel those ear cartilages. You got big, thick ear cartilages, good. It's going to just pop right up for you. If you have a puppy with a thinner ear cartilage, it's going to take a little longer for him or her to get that ear up. Now we'll look at the withers on her. Now I've been petting you, so you should let me go over you. Now she has her top of her withers right here, right behind her neck. This is where the top of her withers are. I'm touching them here. Remember is it blue girl? Had them way back here. Hers are right here. I see a lot of that up here. She still has her post-sternum sticking out pretty good. Okay, let's bring her head up. Okay. Stand with your feet straight.
Goodbye.
Stand a little straight. Well, let's take that away a minute. Just one, please. There you go. And she does need more return of upper arm. If I follow it with my fingers, this is the top of the withers right here. This right here is the top of the upper arm, and that's it right here. These two fingers right there. It's only this long, so she has very short. This was the puppy that we talked about. Has a really short upper arm, and it's right here. And that's where some dogs in the ring. Okay, let me show them what they do. Come here, puppy, 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 puppy. That's all good, puppy. We know, stand up and do it. Stand up. Stand up. Good dog. Good dog. They stand up in the ring and they give you that look. She says, I'm not going to do this. With that really straight, you just cooperate with me for a second. What if I scratch you? Puppy, puppy. Up this way, this way. How about this way? Can they see if I do this? No, that's the butt.
That's the butt.
That's the butt. Well, if you can get that, I want them to see that.
You come around the side.
Do you have a speaker?
Oh, squeaker. Yeah. Well, look, I've got 100 toys here.
She's got toys. I'm going to try a toy. Yeah, just kind of do that over there. Okay.
Over here?
Yeah, right there. Not a whole lot. Just as crack. Okay. Okay, here, give it to me. Oops. Well, what I wanted to do is notice how she's really straight in the front, all the way up from her foot. It just comes right straight up. Now in the show ring, some of the adults will look really like impressive that way because they start right here and they go right straight up. It just goes right straight up, and the people stand and they look at it, and there's no V from the shoulder and coming back and going down, and people think that looks really good. Look at that dog. It goes right up from the leg, right straight up into the neck, right into the head. No lay back, no return of upper arm, and that's incorrect. So what I'm saying is just look at our shoulders. Here, we can. We want return of upper arm. We can have great shoulder layback, but we need the return of upper arm in both AKC and UKC. And as breeders, we need to look at that in puppies. You can see it in this age. And I know sometimes there's a puppy that we really like and we love them. They go, oh, look at this puppy. And then we feel it and it's not there. And then we have to decide, what are we going to do? You know, that puppy doesn't really have the structure that we need. Is this orange boy? You know, there's always one puppy in the litter. That's the tank. This is the tank. Okay, tank. Tank has a very good rear, as you can see. Yeah, it's very bent. It's got a lot of spring to it. What are you eating? What do you eat the papers? Stand up. I always say each litter has their little tank. And this is the tank. He's got a very good rear. He can chew the papers. Has a lot of spring to it. You can see that there's a lot of spring in that movement. And that's what I showed Michelle earlier today, that if they're straighter, there is a tendon that runs down here. Yeah, right. Yeah, this here. I'm trying to look. Right down here, down the back side. Then when you put your thumb in here, you will feel it. And They're really angulated. It'll be really soft here because that second thigh will be nice and long, and so will the tendon. So he's nice and balanced back here. He feels comfortable being stretched out. Now, if we go forward, again, his tail set is good. He loves to be scratched. And sometimes when I go over puppies, I do a lot of scratching. Who's barking?
This is Piper. That's Mama. He's been in there a while. Been in there.
And if he's got a moderate, he's not super short in the loin, but he's moderate. His rib cage is good. He's back here. He's moderate. He lets you position him a little bit more. The top of his withers are right here. This is his neck, and this is the withers right here. I can feel his forechest, the bone, his poststernum. Don't walk.
Mm-hmm.
He has very good bone. Can they see this? I have to do this side for them to see.
Yeah, they can.
They're on this side.
Yeah.
I'm doing this side. Okay, and this is his, the start of his upper arm right here. And the end is right there. So look at the length of the upper arm on this dog. Look at that. Look at the length of that compared to that other dog. This is the start joint, that's the end joint. Do you see the length of that? That's a long upper arm. So when I take him, I'm gonna go to the back side of him. If I take him, put him back here. See if he'll go forward with here. Yeah, doing anything. Yeah, doing anything. Where'd it go? See how, okay, there's a 1, 2, up under your body. His legs are under his body. Instead of out here, the other puppy, the legs were out here. And his are underneath the body. And then he has a nice, he says, I'll do it myself. Do you see that? Here's the top of his withers right here. There's the point of shoulder here. And then it comes down back here. And it goes up. There's his rib cage. Then the loin. Then the sweep. And then this nice rear here. And then, as I said, all of the tails are good. Let's go to his head. His ears are not up yet. Could be because he's 8 weeks. He is heavier bone and his ear leathers are thinner. He says, well, if you're going to talk in any derogatory way, I'm just going to lay down on it, right? You good boy. He is broad across the chest. He does have a masculine head, as you can see. And if you turn him sideways, you can see his underjaw all the way to the end. There you go. You don't want to see a puppy and the underjaw disappears about 2/3 of the way down to the end. You want to see an underjaw all the way to the end. Right? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So good man. Yes, you are. He's a good man. But all the puppies have great temperaments.
Let me see if I have any questions.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah. Tank here, I'll answer
Tank.
for you.
Flicking boy, thank you, Tammy. And let's see. If y'all could just use your chat, or you can unmute one at a time, but we'll get feedback
Well, you can just open it up.
Okay, y'all can, let's see.
Maybe she'd shut up if we just put her in there.
Yeah, I'll take care of her. Yeah, right. Yeah, y'all have to unmute yourself. So does everyone know how to unmute themselves? So,
Yeah, just unmute yourselves
And-
if you have any questions or anything.
so Michelle, which one are you keeping for your breeding program and why? So at this point, all of these dogs have some really lovely homes. Some are going to be performance dogs and some at different levels. So, luckily 3 are close by and one's only in Oklahoma and one's in New York. So we're just keeping tabs on them. But I do plan I wanted to breed Piper earlier versus later, which I did with Star. So this was just a success all the way around. I'm really thrilled at the homes that they're going to.
So she's not keeping any of them.
So none. Long answer.
Yeah, when also I tell people when you're evaluating, somebody asked me, how do I know when I'm keeping a puppy? If I do a breeding, it's usually for a specific reason. I need a puppy in a litter, and the puppy that I need will be what I need for the breeding program. And I was telling Michelle earlier today, sometimes I keep that puppy and he or she has a temperament and turns out to be the best in show dog. Sometimes they got the best in show body, but not the best in show temperament. They'd rather be my couch potato. And I have one, Caleb. Caleb is a gorgeous dog, but he don't want to go to a dog show. So that's just fine, you know. He has produced winners, and that's just fine. So it all depends on what you're looking for, you know, in a puppy, how you're evaluating that litter. Now, this litter I'm just evaluating to the breed standard. You know, I did not pick, this is the pick puppy, this is the, you know, because you would be asking me what I would pick as the pick puppy, you know, and then that would be what's in Diana's head.
Right.
You know, that would be what is the all over well balanced puppy that comes closest to the breed standard, that has the least amount of flaws. And that would be the puppy that I would choose as the puppy that had the least amount.
See. Any other questions out there? Y'all want to do this again? Another subject? Y'all having fun?
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed it. I had fun playing with these puppies. Let me tell you, we had fun for the last day. Well, all day long, we've been playing and having a good time. So I hope somebody learned one little thing. That would be good. And my goal is to help breeders choose their puppies. Just help people choose their puppies wisely and help you choose what you need and get the puppies that you want. Whether you're a breeder or a big breeder with a number of dogs or a breeder with just one bitch, that when you breed her, you know how to pick the puppies that you want. And I always say it's okay to get somebody else's opinion. You know, I have friends in other breeds, and I'll take them one of my puppies up there and say, here, what do you think? That doesn't mean I'm going to agree with them, you know, but I'll get their opinion, you know, of what they think. Come here, Tank. But like I say, it's if anybody anytime has a question, my phone number is anywhere, and I'm always open to answering any questions or help anybody anytime, you know. So anybody have any questions anytime, just feel free to, you know, give me a buzz. And I'll do my best to help you. Okay.
Okay, well, thank everyone for coming.
Yes, thank you for thank everybody. Okay, and I'll see you at one of the shows. Anybody going to that ice cold show in Indianapolis? I will, yeah, I will see you there.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.